point in waiting any longer, so let's bring her out. The star attraction, the one you came to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Judy Gulman.
So you quit.
Yeah.
Did you get rid of your scholarship?
I was given a great deal of aid
Oh, that's good.
by the school because I was a good student,
Right.
and they liked me, and that man from my therapist and the man from the learning resources with student athletes really went out on a limb for me and set up a situation for me. So it was really helpful.
So what was your extracurricular activity at that point, or were you just into college? You studied accounting, right?
Yeah, I studied accounting, but which was just, I was just a practical person.
Yeah. No, my father was a tax attorney.
Yeah.
My brother's an accountant. Yeah. Very
Um,
Jewy. Oh wait, accountant. Sorry.
I became a tutor. I tutored the
Oh, that's
for,
so
for-
nice.
for that learning resource for
Right.
student athletes. So I tutored other athletes in classes and so,
Did you ever tutor Kafilta?
no,
All right.
no. I mean, you had to be, your grades had to be so weak, or you had to have the desire to get a tutor.
Right.
Yeah. So the tutors weren't required unless you were a freshman,
Right.
or the good thing was that if you wanted a tutor for anything, you could get it. So if you were really like a person who was applying themselves, it was really helpful.
Right.
Like I when I was on the team, I used the tutors a lot because they
Right.
would come to the study hall and they were really helpful, especially with writing papers
Right.
and stuff with grammar and
Right.
things. Yeah. So yeah.
So you quit, you graduate,
Yeah.
and you work at Price Waterhouse.
Yes.
My brother did the same thing, but he got an MBA.
Yes.
And then
Wow.
he went to Rutgers and then University of Michigan.
Oh my
So
gosh.
then you work at Price Waterhouse
Yeah.
and you hate it.
Hated it. But I
And-
loved the people. They were
Right.
so much fun.
I
They
know,
really,
like I
isn't
had
it
an office
crazy,
job.
But accountants were, I guess maybe people in general are fun and nice and funny.
Well,
I
it's
don't
like
know.
you're around.
It was
Well,
a lot
now
of young
you're
people.
around like
Yeah.
boring people, and you're the star. Like now
Yeah.
you're the star,
Right. Yeah.
'Cause you're
Yeah.
like-
yes.
and they're probably like, "Wow, you played football," you know,
Yeah.
and you're
yeah.
like, "Wow, I am kind of not ordinary,"
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
because you're
yeah,
in
that
this.
was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that were there a lot of Jews at the accounting firm?
No.
What?
No.
All right.
Not that many.
And you were started acting obnoxious. Is that what happened?
I was just the life of the party.
Right.
At these, there were audit rooms where you
Right.
were working at the client, and I was really fun. I would crack jokes and
Right.
tell stories. I had a lot
Right.
of good stories, and
And they're like, "Oh, let's invite Gary.
yeah, and we would
Gary,
go-
we're having an office party.
we would
Gary, going to happy
we
hour."
would sometimes have
Yeah.
drinks after
Yeah.
work, and it was really fun.
Oh, they probably fucking loved you.
And within the accounting world, I was an attractive man.
Oh yeah, you're like fucking Brad Pitt of accounting. So you say you do something obnoxious and then say, "Oh, what are they going to do? Fire me?"
You heard that story?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do my research.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so funny.
And
yeah,
then
I was at
they fired. Then the next day,
I was at a mutual fund company,
Yeah.
and I was holding court and
Yeah.
being loud, and somebody said, the client is going to complain if you're
Right.
speaking this loud, and I said, what are they going to do? Fire me? And then the next day, the human resources called me in and read, and it says here that you said, "What are they going to do? Fire me?" And I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
"Oh my gosh, that was so embarrassing, humiliating."
Did you feel
And I
like-
said, yes, I did.
was
say
that
and
like
I'm sorry. And they said,
stomach ache?
Yeah. I felt terrible because they were really nice and nice to
So
me and
did you
everything
leave
like
that day?
I think I left like 2 weeks later
Right.
or something like that. Yeah.
But
They were
everyone knew?
reasonable. But everybody knew. Yeah. Yeah.
Gary, I'm
And
gonna
my
miss you,
girlfriend-
Gary.
My girlfriend at the time worked at the company and
Is
she
Jewish?
was no, but she went to Harvard.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. And she was like, this won't be. I remember she said something to the effect of, "This won't be the last time that your mouth gets you in
Right.
trouble." Yeah.
Gary, I'm gonna miss you, man. Did they have a going away party for you?
No, but we had drinks. And
Are you
things,
still
and it was-
friends with any of the people?
Yes, a lot of people.
No
One of-
way.
One of my closest friends at the at the accounting firm. Went on to join the
Accounting firm.
He first went into the Peace Corps, and I mean,
Is his name
used
Jesus?
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he joined the FBI. And
No way.
Yeah, and he's just one of the most remarkable people I've ever met. He's just so selfless
And his name is Robert Mueller, ladies and gentlemen. Robert.
Oh,
Wow.
He could be our savior, Robert Mueller.
I know.
right?
Please, I love you, Robert
Please, I
Mueller.
love you, Robert Mueller.
I think
please.
he's a little Jewy. I look at his face and I'm like,
Yeah.
he's got to get his DNA
in
done.
the movie of this, he would be played by the late Martin Landau.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I loved Martin Landau.
Oh, in
He's such a-
everything.
I know.
In everything. Crimes and Misdemeanors.
Oh, he's so good.
Rounders. So good. Ed Wood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you then, is that when you start teaching elementary school? Like,
Yeah, after that.
You were a gym
worked,
teacher.
I worked as a waiter with Bobby Kelly at an Italian
No way.
restaurant in Boston. Yeah.
I love Bobby Kelly.
I love him. Oh my
I
gosh.
fucking
adore
love
him.
that guy.
Yeah, he got me the job. Yeah.
Wow. How did you know him? Just
From comedy. Yeah.
when did you start doing the open mics?
October 8th, 1993.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were
while I was doing Cooper's. Yeah.
Okay.
PricewaterhouseCoopers.
And then
Yeah.
December 24th,
1998.
1998
Yes.
was the day you started making a living doing stand-up.
Yeah, that was the last day I had a day job. Yeah.
So you're doing open mics,
Yeah.
or the counting firm must be like, "What are you playing tonight, Gary?" Is
yeah,
it?
people would come.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember I had this job.
Yeah.
I'm such a Jew that like I started doing stand-up in college in 1982.
Wow.
And then I stopped for like a year or two because I don't know. I was taking acting classes and doing other like performance things, and then I get back on stage, and I was working as I used to do typesetting. You know,
Oh my
like
gosh, yeah.
remember when you had a code?
Yeah,
You'd have to code the thing.
Yeah.
And so I used to go in the elevator and like I'd start doing, practicing because I knew I would leave there and just go to an open mic. And I used to
Yeah.
I remember just all day like, what jokes am I going to do tonight? Yeah,
Oh
I was
my gosh, it
obsessed.
so-
but I had to
but there
work
was
during
so
the
much
day.
Excitement during
Yeah.
the day, and then I would go into work the next morning with my head buzzing with
Oh,
this
I know.
secret that I had, and I was so
Yeah.
proud and so happy.
And it was
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I just, I don't know. I'm thank God for stand-up comedy.
Oh my gosh, that is before every set. I always say thank you for this
I know.
outlet, and
I think I'd die. People are
Because-
like, when are you
because
going to retire?
there
I'm
were
like, what?
thousands of years where this outlet didn't exist.
Right.
Right. And we could have lived during
Right.
that time. We are so fortunate.
I know.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, well, now it's going away because we don't have freedom of speech. So you are a gym teacher for kids,
Yeah.
and then you're a substitute teacher for high school kids, and you
Yep.
would try your material out on them?
Yeah. Yeah. During the classes, if they
Like-
were, I would say if you guys do the work at the end, I'll do 10 minutes of stand.
No way!
Yeah. Yeah.
And they loved you?
Yeah. Yeah. The jokes would go over pretty well. Yeah.
So, like, what's your family? What do your brothers do?
My oldest brother is a CPA. He owns his own company. And then my middle brother owns a company that sells and installs draperies, blinds, and
Really?
yeah.
Like budget blinds?
No, not like
Oh,
that.
I
More
mean,
more curtains.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And he's
But
straight?
also blinds. Yeah, he is. But he also installs. So he's
He's
he's like a carpenter. He's incredibly
That's
talented
hard.
with his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is not other than Jesus. That's not a
Right, I
Jewish
know.
thing. Yeah.
So, and your older brother also suffered from depression.
Yeah, he had a spell. Yeah.
Like, you remember that? Like, you were
I
a kid,
do.
right?
I was a teenager, yeah. Yeah. And it was really unsettling because he was such a beast. He was so strong.
and then, boom. I
yeah,
know.
and then he
That's
had-
what happened to me.
Yeah, it was incredible.
I couldn't, if someone said, go pick up the dry cleaning across the street, I was like terrified to leave. I couldn't even leave my apartment. It was
Wow.
horrible. That's so, I can't believe you had
Yeah.
but you're like me too, because I heard that you, like, I took solace in television shows, and like, one of my one-person shows was about my addiction to sitcoms, but it's like I literally wanted to go in the TV and live with the Partridge Family and the Brady Bunch and like,
oh my
you know.
gosh. Yeah.
And I thank God for that.
Yeah, like one of the characters who really gave me so much confidence was Chris Elliott in Get a Life.
Oh yeah.
Because he was this loser who was so arrogant.
Right.
And I was like, I should behave like that.
Right. He's funny.
He's the funniest person.
I know.
What a writer and
he's
performer.
amazing.
He's amazing.
And has no money. So I'm kidding.
Oh.
So you start doing stand-up and you get successful and you go you were on Last Comic Standing, right?
Yeah.
Which
04,
I have such an aversion to contests.
Oh yeah, of course.
With stand-up.
Yeah.
Like it's like you can't, it's a sense of, you know what I mean?
Totally. Yes.
So
it was an act of desperation.
Right.
Yeah.
Really?
Because I couldn't get any road work. I had done several Tonight shows and I had done Letterman and I had development deals and sitcoms and things that didn't come to
I am the only
fruition.
Comedian who's never had a
Oh really?
deal.
That's outrageous.
Yeah, never.
It's absurd.
I remember people used to get like, here's $200,000.
Yeah.
I was like, when is that gonna happen for me? Never.
Yeah.
And now they don't even do it anymore. Yeah, you were like really hot.
Yeah. Yeah, for a few years there, and then I couldn't get headlining gigs.
Right.
So and I saw what it had done that first season, what it had done for like Rich Voss and Ralphie May and and those people, and so I went out for it and I got it, and it gave me
Rich Voss, sorry.
a travel road career.
Right.
Yeah, for the first time.
And was that nerve-wracking doing that show?
Yeah, it was, but it happened to coincide with an up period in my mood.
Right.
So I was able to ride it. Yeah, thank goodness. Because
don't you
it's
like?
so
You know what
nerve-wracking.
sucks is that when you're up,
Yeah,
it's always in the back of your head.
Yeah.
When is this going to end?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
I fucking hate that.
When's the other shoe gonna fall? I mean, it's the story of the Jews, though, right?
Right. So, was there any time during your career where you were like, "This is it. I'm set."
Yeah.
It's in the beginning. It's always your first few things. And you're like, "I'm set."
Yep.
Because the highs are so fucking high.
Yeah. That first development deal after my Montreal New Faces.
Who was your manager?
Maureen Tarrant. Yep.
And was she like, "Oh, you're gonna
Yeah, but it seemed so obvious to me. I had a great act. I was young. I had a
Right.
good look. I was nice. I was smart. I just thought, yeah, of course.
Right.
Of course. And my
Like the
entire
fact
life
that
was
you-
leading up to
Right.
this. Yeah.
And the fact that you thought you deserved it is that's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I am like, no,
Because
they're gonna find out that
it was interesting because I had worked so hard with therapy and medicine and exercise, and I was a diligent writer, and prepared.
You're
and
very
got on
focused.
stage, yeah.
Like I see you a lot of times, at the cellar,
Yeah.
and you're so disciplined,
Oh, thank you.
and it's so great to
you.
watch.
And
you're not like, fuck this and fuck that. Like when I have to, me and Voss, I mean, it's like, he's hilarious.
He's the funniest.
He is one of the funniest guys ever,
Yes.
Rich Voss.
Yes.
But it's like, kill me. I can't believe this one got this. And it's like, oh my God. All right, Rich, you're almost 80 years old and you're still complaining. So you get on the road. You're back on the road.
Yeah.
So is it okay now? Like how? Like, because when I saw you, you were like, oh, thank God I'm near a person, and I have those days all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And it's like, I realize, I don't know if you have this, but I'm telling you, the minute the sun goes down, it's like something has lifted.
Yes.
And I'm like, I made it. And I can go do my sets. You know what? I don't know. What the fuck is that?
Yeah. It's chemical. My doctor said it's called diurnal
diurnal depression.
Diurnal variation, where has to do with your circadian rhythms.
Yeah.
The further you get from sleep, and you can make adjustments with the lighting in your room to
I got one
yourself
of
up
the
early.
I got one of the fake sun lamps.
Yeah.
I did. The
The Dawn simulator. Do you have that?
What's that?
The Dawn simulator slowly increases the amount of light in your room to simulate the
sun rising.
The sun rising, and it'll tell your eyes to wake up before you're actually supposed to wake up. My doctor says that will be really helpful.
I do this thing because I have such a hard time. Because I'll wake up. For a millisecond, I'm fine, and then I'm like, dread. And so, it's like your bed. Waking up and getting up are two different things. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I
do this thing in my head where I take, I did CBT therapy, cognitive behavior.
That's helpful.
So I do this thing in my head where I close my eyes and I do a visual. I'm going to get out of bed. I'm going to go in the bathroom. I'm going to pee. I'm going to brush my teeth. I'm going to come back. And then once I'm on my schedule in my head, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't want to wake up with a pit in my stomach every day. Like when I was depressed, it was...
Oh, my gosh. The thing when I was depressed was I didn't even get the relief at night.
Oh, you didn't?
I was sick at night, too. And then I couldn't do stand-up. And that was
I tried
bad.
to do stand-up.
Yeah.
And I did it, but I couldn't write any new material.
No. I went 2 years without writing
No
anything
way.
new. Yeah.
What year?
And it was killing me. From 2015, from spring of 2015 until last summer, Judy.
Wow.
Yeah. I've written an hour and a half since last summer.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. But I had a lot to say.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
Did you work within those 2 years? Or
I worked, but
it wasn't.
I was a
know.
shadow of.
But isn't it funny that you could do that and make a living?
Yeah, it's remarkable that I was able to do that because it was sleep up until the last moment.
Right.
I could possibly wait until going to the show.
I had a problem
and
because
the travel was a nightmare.
Yeah.
And just
I didn't want to go to sleep because I didn't want to wake up.
Yes.
That was the problem. It's like if I go to sleep.
It was a Cinderella thing. You'd wake up and you were,
It's so fucked up.
Yes.
And people do not understand it.
No.
Do you think there's any comics that
that
aren't depressed?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Jerry Seinfeld.
Carol Leifer. She's so happy. She did I'm like, wait, don't you feel mental? No, I feel everything's great.
Really?
I'm like, oh my God, really? Yeah, Seinfeld.
Yeah.
What does he have to be fucking depressed about?
Yeah, but like I said,
I know. You're right, Springsteen.
Yeah, we think about that.
I know.
But yeah, I don't know. I can't think of any off the top of my head that aren't depressed.
Yeah, it's a fucking sick. Yeah. All right, so I have some questions.
Oh yeah, of course.
First of all, I still have the message you left me after you listened to my album.
Oh,
I saved it on my phone. Yes.
Oh, that makes me so
swear
happy.
to God, it's the nicest thing anyone ever. So thank you for that.
Oh, my pleasure.
And I have a new album coming out. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a new album coming out.
But
I can't get a special.
But as a comedian who talks about being Jewish like I do, I'm standing on your shoulders because not every Jewish comedian does talk about.
Well, they
being
used
Jewish.
to tell me not to talk about it.
Ugh.
That was my thing. Stop talking about being Jewish. Straighten your hair. And for a couple of years, I listened to them, and I was like, "This isn't me." No.
Yeah.
And that was the number one. Was stop. Don't be. You're too Jewish. That's who I am. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I remember when I first started, and this is maybe a cliche, but it's like to try and be the comedian you would want to see.
Right.
And I liked when comedians talked about being Jewish. I love that Jackie made as much of a schmuck as that guy turned out to be. That album, The World According to Me, I loved it.
It's great.
I loved it, and I can't believe that non-Jewish people liked it too.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. I just got canceled from a corporate gig in a Jewish center.
Why?
They told my agent, and I was booked 9 months ago. We can't have her. She's not singing. We're not singing from the same songbook.
Wow.
Mhm. So
Wow.
I got myself a lawyer. You know what? Usually I'd be like,
Good
oh,
for
okay,
you.
but I'm done. Don't silence me because I
No.
either hate Trump or I'm a leslie. Like, don't do
Right,
that because
yeah.
I'm a Jew and I go all over the fucking world. I was just in Sweden, and I talk about being a Jew. So fuck you.
Yeah.
So fucking pisses me off. That's my kill me now moment.
I do not understand the idea of the conservative Jew. I
Conservative
don't,
politically.
politically,
Yeah.
I don't. Right, conservative
Yeah.
politically. The conservative
It's
religious.
like we've been
yeah,
kicked out of every fucking country.
Yeah.
We've been immigrants in every country. Like,
Yeah. Who aren't looking out for the poor.
right.
Yeah. Tikkun
Yeah, hello.
Tikkun Olam.
Yeah. Heal the world.
Heal the world. How are we
Right.
to save to look out for the
I
poor?
know.
And yes, the Democratic Party is not perfect, but the poor do better
Right.
under the Democrats. And
Right.
the idea of the Jewish Republican, and how did we find ourselves in bed with neo-Nazis in this?
Neo-Nazis and evangelicals
yes.
who fucking can't
Yes.
stand us.
Can't stand
You
us.
think it's all like,
They-
they like Israel. They
they
hate
like
us.
Israel because they're trying to bring about
The apocalypse. I know.
Are we that desperate? And
I can't. You know what book I'm reading right now? The Plot to Save America, Philip Roth.
the plot against America.
No, the plot to. The Plot Against America.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that
It's such a
book.
fucking. It's so
Heartbreaking.
good.
It's amazing.
Don't tell me because I'm almost.
Philip Roth.
It's
God
one of
rest
the
his
best
soul.
writers ever. Jew.
I think he's the greatest novelist of all time.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Like I can't wait to go to that
Yeah.
book.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Um,
And that's as good as he wrote it in like his 60s or something like that.
I know, and it's so
Yeah.
prescient. It's like so
Yeah.
now.
Yes. Oh, it's
All right.
amazing. Charles Lindbergh.
yeah.
Nazi.
Yeah.
You need a counter
I know.
to the bell.
I know. I need a Nazi bell. So I got a call from Noam,
Yep.
from the Comedy Cellar because
Yeah.
of this whole Louis thing.
Oy.
And it's like, I'm so torn because,
Yeah, so am I. There's so much
and this is my thought.
surus over this.
Louis behaved badly. Look, I've been doing this forever. I've seen a lot of penises and I'm a dyke. I've had my boobs grabbed.
Really?
I've had, like it's just gross, right?
Yeah.
But people, like a lot of people, especially women, are writing, "Oh, he went on stage now, so he's getting a second chance." And I don't think of it as a second chance. I actually think of it. He's not. What do you mean a second chance? If this is a second chance, we already know who he is. It's like,
Yeah.
no, it's not a second chance. Now he's getting on stage, and people consider him a sexual predator. So now it's not really a second chance. It's like we know more about him. And now, like Cosby, when he was trying to do stand-up and people were like leaving or picketing
Yeah.
or yelling.
Yeah.
I mean, how does he know where he fits in the world, or how do we, if that's what he does for a living? I don't know. I have such a.
Yeah, it's so aggravating because I was there that night, but I was on the show before him. I didn't
Right.
even know he came in
Right.
until a couple days later, and some of the comedians that were talking about it were like, "This is so great." And I remember saying to the other comedian, I said, "I'm at best ambivalent about
Right.
this. I mean, this is certainly not great." And then I think too soon.
It's 9 months.
9 months is not.
It's
a
not
thing,
like I've
unless
reformed
you're a
myself.
pregnant person,
Right.
And he didn't address it. He didn't.
That's the thing.
He didn't address it.
Like when it.
What a great opportunity for
Right.
the smartest
Right.
comedian to.
You can't go back. Well, but now he's going to learn. You can't go back. You're not that guy anymore.
Right. Yeah.
So is it a second chance, or you're tainted, sort
Yeah.
of? But I remember the day it happened when he got caught, and then I had a spot at the Cellar,
Yeah, I saw you, and it made me laugh so hard.
and
when
I
you said,
said, "Do you guys mind if I masturbate?"
Yeah.
And they were like, and I was like, I asked, and it's like,
Hilarious.
because you have to fucking talk about it.
Yes.
You know what I said to Noam? I said, I think the most aggravating part of it is that he gets to bump people. You know, that
Yep.
someone was waiting to go on
Yeah.
and his night was fucking ruined.
I was
Or her night.
I called a friend of mine to ask him, a smart friend.
Right.
You know, Jews have a million rabbis,
Yes.
so I called my one of my rabbis, and I hadn't even thought about this. He said, "What if you go on after him? You got to say something. You
right.
don't say something, you're the Vichy French."
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're the proponent of the Me Too
you
movement.
just wrote. Now
and-
you made
and-
that about
Yeah,
you
and
too.
now your set, which was going to be about
Right.
depression and sweet potato
Yeah.
fries, now it's about this
Right.
guy, and it ruins your set.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, and the MC has no choice. He
Right.
has to. It's just
Yeah. Just have a solo show somewhere
Yes.
and let people come.
Yes.
That's what he should do.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I always ask this question because it's called "Kill Me Now," and I get aggravated about everything. So I ask all my guests this question.
Yeah.
What pisses you off more than anything in the entire? Like, what makes you so fucking crazy?
That there's nothing that can be exposed about Donald Trump, and that his supporters will internalize and say that's where I draw the line. That's he can get away
What
with
the fuck?
with anything.
It drives me.
It-
And yet, comedians.
it used to be death that could undo any of my joy.
Right.
I would be joyful and then think, oh, but I'm gonna die in who knows how many years.
Right.
And now it's like I'm joyful, and then I'm like, oh, but our president is causing unbelievable suffering all over the world.
But the fact that these fucking GOP fucking, like, first of all, evangelicals who were
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
you know,
hypocrites.
family, like gay
Yeah.
people can't adopt.
Yeah.
But he can get married 3 times,
Right.
cheat, pay
Yes.
off porn stars,
And-
as long as he's like puts a pro-life
And has
or
anybody ever
anti-abortion. I don't say pro-life.
thought
yeah.
this or said this? Don't you think that he's? Maybe I'll get in trouble for saying this.
No,
but do
you
you think he's ever been involved in paying for somebody not to carry a baby to term?
Yes! The fuck are you talking about? That's what I'm like, how many abortions did he fucking pay for? Like, he has nothing, no integrity.
Right.
He's, and his you know who else I fucking can't stand? That fucking Donald Jr.
Oh.
He is such a scumbag, disgusting,
gosh,
like,
so
and you
gross.
know, I've heard so many stories about people who knew him
Oh,
where the
really?
father was just, you know, he's so mean to him. He's so he was
that's
so
so
mean to him,
funny.
and now he stands. And also, you're playing golf every fucking weekend. When do you talk to your kid? What's his name? Barron.
Yes. Yes.
Like, aren't you supposed to be with your kid on Saturday?
Oh, that poor kid.
I know.
Yeah.
It's really fucked up. And that McCain, like, who knew? I'd be like, oh, John McCain.
Right.
But he did have, you know,
Some integrity.
Yes.
Some values.
right,
Some
and
morality,
dignity, yeah.
dignity,
And he
yeah.
could say he was wrong.
Yeah. And ethical. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And this, you know what's the greatest? Is that he's going to be brought down by a porn star. He's such a fucking liar. And they're okay about it. Like,
Yeah.
they're okay.
Yeah.
Like, anyone else would get fired from their job.
Yes. Yeah.
I hate him so much. I keep telling my kids, this is not normal. This is not normal. This is not normal.
No. And it's just, but the overwhelming amount of egregious activities.
I know.
Where you can't react to all of them.
He has made me
It's overkill.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
anxious. I hate him.
Yeah.
I hate
Me too.
him.
I hate him.
I hate him.
Yes. Yes.
And just the way he talks, and when he lies, like, you could totally tell he's lying. And then now I lose work because, first of all, if you go hear an orchestra play, right? Do you have any idea the political affiliation of the musicians?
No.
Then don't fucking fire me.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Totally. Totally.
He is so divisive
Yeah.
and dumb. That's the other thing. Like, someone in the White House has to be smarter than me. You know?
Yes. They should be smarter than me.
Right.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it. All right, so what's coming up so the listeners can
Oh. When will this come out?
not next week, the week after.
Okay.
On
So
Tuesday.
So I have this tour called the Must Be Nice tour.
Is that a gay or a Jew? I'm
Jew.
Jew.
Must
Yeah.
be nice.
It must be nice.
That's how Jews say congratulations
Yeah.
now. Must be nice.
Right.
They can't commit to a congratulations. They have to suck the joy
Right,
out.
right.
My mother, must be nice. I'm
Well,
getting
I
room
used-
service.
you know what
must
my
be nice.
My mother used to say that too.
Yeah.
Or it's remarkable. That's what she used
really?
to say. What are you doing? I just ordered room service. It's what is remarkable, Ma? What is remarkable? No, it's remarkable. It's like everything was remarkable. Okay, so it must be nice.
Yeah, so it's a tour, and it brings me to the Midwest and to Florida and
How
to
did the-
L.A. and Seattle. And
I love
and
Seattle.
They really set up a nice. I mean,
Who's
I'm always
they?
on tour, but my
I know.
agent set up like a nice run of
That's
shows
so
that will take me
great.
to the end of the year. Yeah, and it has a name.
How
and-
come I
and a
can't
poster?
get that?
You will.
Shut up.
No, why not?
I don't know. It's like getting. I mean, I do theaters and stuff. I mean, I do little.
Make another
It's so-
album. By
Yeah,
the
I
way.
do. I have the two albums. I have two
albums
coming
are really
out. Yeah.
Helpful. People listen to them.
Yeah, and they put them on the radio
Yeah,
too. So
and
yeah.
you get a nice check each month. And
Yeah.
yeah,
So I have two coming out because I
great.
and yeah, it's just it's so hard. Do you have the same opener every time you?
No, because I can't afford to put somebody up and,
Right.
and pay for their flights and everything. But I try to, and I've been trying more and more because one of the things that came out with the Me Too movement was that I always just brought a buddy.
Right.
And I was like, women have a hard time getting.
Oh
getting,
my Gary,
so I'm
Gefilter, I
trying
love
to
you.
get filter. I'm trying to bring more women. So like, I don't know if you've ever worked with her, Lori Palmentary. She's,
No, I think I've heard
she's
of
a
her.
Long Island person
Right.
who works with Colin Quinn a lot.
Oh,
And
okay.
so she's opening for me for the Florida shows, and then I've asked some other women, and yeah, so that's been
I try to ask the women too.
yeah, because and also I think the audiences appreciate it. that
Right,
they
of
don't-
course.
Yeah,
Wow, so you're not misogynistic. You're really sensitive.
yeah,
You're smart. You work really hard,
yeah.
and you're a comic. Like, I can't.
I think most of us can
Yeah.
check those boxes, right? We hang
There's
around
some
with a
misogynists,
right?
but-
Yes, it's so weird.
I
but
know.
we hang around with a lot of nice people.
I know.
Yeah,
And we have to bond because we're like
yeah.
stuck in shitty situations
right.
altogether.
Yeah.
I hate Trump. So where can people find you?
GaryGulman.com.
And do you tweet?
And I tweet occasionally.
I can't
but-
stand. That's the other thing I'm resentful of. That I have to always. It's like, how many followers do you have?
Oh, yeah. I've yeah. I'm sure my career is hurt by the fact that I don't really care about social media.
I
and
know.
things like that. But I do my best to answer
Right.
emails and things like that. But really, my heart is in writing jokes.
I know,
and
you're
performing
so
them.
amazing.
Thanks.
Okay, now I noticed the tattoos.
Yeah.
Is that it? Those ones on your
yeah,
hand?
just these two.
So,
Yeah. One is a heart that my girlfriend Sade has.
and she even has a cool fucking name.
She has a cool name.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this is a peace sign as drawn by Kurt Vonnegut,
Oh.
my favorite author.
Wow,
Yeah.
I thought Philip Roth was.
He's the best author.
Okay.
But Kurt Vonnegut was my
Vonnegut.
favorite author. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you going to the cellar tonight?
No, I'm going out of town tomorrow morning, so I'm taking tonight off. Yeah.
Do you hate packing? That's the other thing I hate.
If I pack the night before, I'm okay. If I have to pack in the morning,
Right.
it'll keep
Here's
me in
my
bed.
and how
Yeah.
long does it take you to pack?
Less than an hour.
Wow.
Yeah. But I always forget something.
So I have,
And then I beat myself up for
Right.
forgetting something. Yeah.
but I always feel like this is I hate packing.
And I
hate
dread the entire day leading up to
Right.
packing.
I have anxiety the whole
Anxiety
time.
over packing.
And I'm anxious and on edge. And it's like I've done this a billion times and I
Yeah.
still. And then this is the other thing. I always think like I'm going to like another city where people live and can get shampoo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I this is
If
a joke from my act last year where we always get the exit row if we can't afford it.
Right.
Because we're tall.
Right.
And they say, "Are you willing and able to help
Yeah.
in the event of an emergency?" And I say, "I took 2 Xanax to pack for this flight." I'm gonna maintain my composure
Yeah, that's right.
during
That's
during
funny.
a crash.
You have to say yes because you can't
Yeah,
joke
you have
anymore.
to say yes. Yes.
But I'm always
Yes.
like, well, it depends on who it is. But they're like, oh, can you please say yes?
Yeah, I need a verbal yes.
Yes.
Ugh.
I know. I hate everyone.
Yeah.
Gefilte, I can't thank you.
Oh, this was so
enough.
much fun. This was
this
better
is the
than
best.
therapy and so free.
No, you're the fucking best. I love you.
Oh, I love you more.
You have to come see Ben play basketball.
I've been wanting to do that for 2 years
Well, now he's like, but you were talking about your workout, but today he had a run up. Did I tell you? He had a run up.
8.
He said he only threw up once. But
to throw up even once, the exertion.
I know.
that
He said,
point.
I only threw up once, and he said that they go up in pairs, and the loser has to do push-ups at the end, and he
Wow.
didn't have to do any push-ups.
Good for him. Wow. That is so hard, man.
I know.
That
I
was
said
yeah.
your ass is gonna fucking kill you tomorrow.
Yeah,
He's like, I know.
That was the thing about football is that the games were kind of fun and they were once a week, but you would
Right.
practice 5 days
I
a
know.
week for this one game and just beat each other up all
Right.
week long. It's brutal.
Yeah. All right.
I love you.
I love you.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for-
so honored that you.
No, my
included me in
God,
this.
I've been dying. I love
Oh,
you.
I
Ladies
love
and gentlemen, follow Gary Gefilte Gulman. He's so great. And go see him. He's all over. Go to GaryGulman.com.
I'm at the top of my game right now, Judy.
You-
I'm
That's how I feel. I've
Yeah.
never been funnier.
Yeah.
And I can't get a fucking gig.
You will.
No, I will. I
Yes.
work.
Yes.
And thank you all for listening. And as we always say, so long.
And everything was wonderful. I'll see you soon. Thank you for the visit. So long.